All right, hi guys, welcome back to Missing Persons TV. I'm Brian Ladd. It's Sunday, April 5th, 2009, 8:24 p.m. Again, I have Deborah on with me. Deborah, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Fine. I just got back from my neighbor's house. My daughter played with their dog and their son, and Samuel brought me these today. He went out and picked flowers. So these are they're kind of wilted. They're lilies or something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry to see. Well, that's hard to see.
Do you have
Anyway,
warm
so
weather?
spring is here. Yeah, it was like 69 degrees today, so it's actually nice outside. And the peacocks are outside doing that weird noise. That I don't know how to. It's a really loud noise that they do, and they seem to do it now when the cars go by. They're like barking at cars, like dogs do.
Or peacock?
Yeah, I kid you not. Before we get started, let's get that Amber Alert off thing here. Um, as you know, we're doing a special on what's in the box. I described what we were doing, the experiment last night, and what I have is I have this box right here. And there's a picture of it right there. There's something inside this box. To me, it's something of value. And what we're trying to do is see if you guys can actually have a dream um, about what's in the box, and then let us know what you think's in the box the next day. Um, and then we'll tell you if you're right or wrong or close or whatever. And then whoever is closest or actually gets it right gets whatever's in the box, and I'll send that to you. You know, uh, shipping. I'll pay for shipping and everything like that. So Deborah, I told you what's in the box, so you now know.
Right.
Okay, and I believe that we've only had 3 people write in so far.
Yes, three people so far. And actually, guys, I found out it was after 8 o'clock tonight when Brian told me. And he told me because I was not participating myself anyway right now. I've been real busy and, not taking much R&R and not sleeping a whole lot. So I'm not trying it this time, maybe another time. But we had three. I don't know if there's anyone in the chat room that did this and has not, they forgot to send in the results. Okay, Sass says, I could not get email in, but say it was a book.
Okay. Um, what we're gonna do is we got 3 responses. Unfortunately, the responses were not what's in the box. So what we'd like to do is I'd like you to try again. There's a reason for this. You see if we can get better at this. But the responses that we got are not what's in the box. And I don't want to give any hints as far as what may be in the box, if that's okay. I think that's a good idea, Deborah. I don't want to do this like well, you're warm, hot, cold, because that's not what we're trying to do.
Right,
Um,
I don't want to do that either. I don't think that would be helpful. I
okay.
think it would hurt the whole thing.
Okay. So if you're just joining us or you don't know what we're talking about, we have a box, um, and there's something inside the box. The box is sealed with tape. The location is Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. If you send an email to test1, it's just the number 1, not the word 1. Yeah, there we go. It's in the chat room, but it's test1 at missingpersonforum.com. You're going to get an autoresponder back with a picture of the box and its location. Then what you need to do is just print out that email, fold it twice as I described in last night's show, and put it under your pillow. And then forget about it. Don't even think about the image under your pillow or anything like that. Just completely try to clear your mind about the whole thing.
Well, you said also don't even try to think about what could be in the box, right?
That's true. Yeah, that's why I don't want to kind of hint around or anything. That's not what I'm trying to get across here. So, anyways, I'm getting a little echo there. If you have a dream tonight, and if you're able to record it, as I said, you can use a tape recorder, like a voice recorder, a paper, pencil, or whatever you want to use. Try and write down or draw what you saw in the dream, and then if you could send us what you think it was. You don't have to scan it, but we'd like you to scan it, but you don't have to scan the drawing, and then send that to what's in the box at missingpersonforum.com. No, just all one word. What's in the box at missingpersonforum.com. And then tomorrow we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for helping or for doing this. We got 3 responses, and I think I think that this will be a good thing. Brian, what is there writing on top of the box? No, no. Here's the box. It's just all it is a cardboard box that I put masking tape around, and the item is inside the box. And there's no holes poked in there, so we know it's not a little kitty or something like that. It's not alive. Okay, of course it's not alive. I wouldn't do that. So there's the box. Let me put it over here. Don't feel bad if you didn't get it right, because that's fine. We're trying an experiment, so this is still test 1. You can call it remote viewing or whatever. If you're a remote viewer, obviously you don't use dreams. You can submit your results right now. But this is the box once again, and its location is Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. Okay, and so you just tell me what's in the box, and whoever tells me what's in the box gets whatever's in the box. And to me, I consider it of some value, but it's not trying to be a hint or anything. There's something in the box. Okay, it's not a trick or anything like that. Okay.
So Brian, for those that are listening and right now that are not familiar with it, and those that possibly watch this from the recording, do you want to explain why you're doing this and how they're asking, why fold it twice, put it under your pillow, and putting a photo of something under there?
Okay.
It's exactly the way you do your missing person cases and your other dream viewings, right?
Yeah. The way I do requests, especially when they come for the missing person cases, Deborah actually, my printer's right here. She'll send me an email before I go to sleep, and that email will generally just have a picture and name and location on there. We try to keep it as little information as possible. I'll take that and I'll fold it twice. And like I said, this is what I do. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to do what I do, but I take a piece of paper, with the request on it. I'll fold it once with the image and stuff on the inside, and then I'll fold it this way, and then I'll reverse direction and fold it like that, and that goes under my pillow. I wanted to do that just to show you guys that everybody can do this, and I think one of the reasons why not everybody's doing is, first of all, they don't know they can do it, and second of all, most of our dreams that we have at night are about us. That's why I'm trying to say, if you clear your mind, and like I always try to say that, I picture my mind as being an antenna, and while I'm sleeping, picking up everything else, and I try to, I meditate before I go to sleep, and I try not to let my day's activity and what I was thinking about before I went to bed interfere with what I do. So anyway, so that's what I do with the missing person requests, and in other requests, they all work the same way. And then I sleep with a pencil and paper and 2 voice recorders. It takes practice actually I actually wake myself up a little bit to record stuff. It takes practice and motivation, because I say it's really hard if you're in a dream to kind of wake yourself up and say, hey, I gotta write this down and record it. That to me was the hardest part. It's still a hard part. So it basically it's motivation in a lot of practice. Because I don't know if you know, Deborah, but when you're having a good dream, or any dream, you really want to you don't want to wake yourself up. You want to go back to sleep. You know what I'm saying? That's what you got to fight.
Well, when I'm sleeping, I don't ever want to wake up, because if I wake up, I think back to sleep too easily.
Yeah, well, I can sleep pretty well. And what I tend to do is that sometimes I have additional requests. After that dream, I'm able to clear my mind, and that just comes with simple meditation. And meditation where I said you clear your mind with no thoughts, and that's what's really important, is the no thoughts, stopping the brain from its constant thinking. And if you ever think about it, we're all kind of insane in a way, because at least I think I am, because there's so many repetitive thoughts in our head. Just like, why am I thinking this stuff over and over again? It's completely useless. It's not important. I mean, it's not doing you anything. It's not doing you any good to have like a soundtrack playing over and over again in your head. That's why meditation I think is really important, and everybody should do it in one form or another. Via yoga or whatever it takes. Even a walk. There's walking meditations. I mean, there's running I mean, it's just get away from the activity and all the stuff that's going on. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyways, I just wanted to prove to you guys that you can do this, and I do this. My stuff's not always right. I mean, heck, it's wrong most of the time, but sometimes it is right. And I just want to say, so if everybody's trying to do this, maybe we want you guys to help in cases and everything else, we always appreciate input, and that's what the forums are for too. And I'd be happy to post anything from anybody. But that's what started what's in the box. Plus, we're trying to get more people to watch the show. That actually was the first reason. What's that?
Stas at chat has a question for you here. Stas, I don't think it happens often because Brian doesn't take many days off. She wants to know if you ever sleep straight through the night.
No. Not normally, no. I mean, I'll wake up and sometimes I won't get stuff recorded, or I'll get something on a piece of paper with a bunch of lines and an X or something like that. No, something like that, and I won't post it. But no, every night I think I write something down. I don't think there's been a night where I'll sleep through the entire night. I'm just kind of like you said, a trained monkey. But no.
Well, Stas says she doesn't remember her dreams. I think that's
I don't either.
True. You remember anything, do you?
Yeah. No, I don't. Unless now I remember dreams about aliens and stuff. Somehow it scares me to death. I'll remember that for a little while. But no, I don't remember my dreams. That's why I write them down. Most people will not. You won't remember your dreams at all. I mean, sometimes you'll have a really vivid dream, and then you'll remember for a while. But I mean, at least for me, I know I'll forget everything unless I write it down. I mean, it's just like taking notes in class or something like that. Just by writing something down, even though you don't even save those notes, it's more imprinted in your brain as far keeping that there. Just taking notes helps you remember. But with the dream drawings, no, I write the stuff down and then I forget about it. Completely forget about it and move on. I mean, like I said, I'm just recording. I'm just an instrument. You can look at it like that. I'm an instrument with very, very poor drawing skills. But that's what I do, and I've been doing it for years, and I try to get better at it. So what we've been doing is we're trying to get the dreams, especially with missing person cases, more specific. I.e. exact locations. And then we're also trying to get more people to maybe pay attention to when we do get an exact location. But either way, I just wanted everybody to try something like this. But the main reason I think for this was really try to bring more attention to the show and get people to watch, and it seems to be working. But anyway, so if you want to if you want to participate, there's the box. I think it's right there. There's the box. Send an email to test1, the number 1, at missingpersonforum.com. You'll get an autoresponder. Print it, fold it, put it under your pillow. If you have a dream or whatever, you think you know what's in the box, please write it down. Don't be scared. I mean, you're trying, and I think that's all that matters. And then when somebody gets it right, you'll win what's in the box, and we'll move on and put something else in the box. It won't be alive, Deborah. I know you think I put a little kitty in there. If I do put some little animal in there, I'll make sure I'll poke holes in the side so it'll have air.
I would like
and we'll
to
just
put
hope somebody
a kitty in a box and ship it somewhere myself. For those that are watching this on Ustream right now, if you'd like to join us in the chat room, that's at briansdreams.com/chat. We'd really enjoy having you join us in the chat room.
Just reading some of the comments. Okay, but anyways, that's the whole thing about the box. No big deal. But if you want to try it, try it. If you don't, that's fine too. Okay, so let's get down to the show now. Deborah, we had a talk. You're talking to me earlier about some really good information and thoughts and ideas that other people have. As far as bringing attention to missing person cases and ideas and stuff that we haven't even thought about. Do you want to talk about that at all first?
Briefly, I can't remember everything, to be quite honest. We have someone out in California, in the area where Amber Dubois went missing from. Nearby to there is where Marlene Terrellis went missing. This person used to be a police officer. They have a different career right now. They're pretty active in the things that they're doing. There's a lot of ideas to bring awareness to trafficking that we have never even thought of before, even though we do the trafficking shows. And we're so, we really try to, learn about it, try to educate other people. There's ideas that we've never thought about, such as, sweeping the migrant camps. other ideas for working with the Mexican authorities and the border, ways to have more awareness in our communities through the school systems, through utility companies, different things like that, so we can try to help this problem. There's just so many things, I can't even remember it all.
I think one thing you mentioned was the Postal Service.
On the show.
The
Postal. Come on the show.
Okay, wonderful. We'll have him on. He can explain his ideas. They sound wonderful. But you had mentioned the Postal Service too.
Right.
Using
now he is a mail carrier himself.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that mail carriers are in the same place every day, 6 days a week. So he thinks that that is a really good place for there to be more awareness and for the mail carriers to be carrying some posters with them and to be aware of who's missing. Because they could very well, being in those neighborhoods and knowing them so well, they could very well see something that's important. And, that's one of the ideas he has. But he's working through different branches of our government, not just local authorities, trying to get things done. He's making a lot of noise. So he's willing to come on the show, like I said, and for me to explain everything that he's doing, I know I can't do that very well.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't want to, say it all and not give him the chance to say it either, when, he can explain it much better.
Right.
So he is willing to come on, so we will have a trafficking show there, because this is more ideas. And the thing is, these are ideas that could be implemented in all other areas of the country, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it seems like, there is an epidemic going on with human trafficking. Sadly, it seems like the age is getting younger and younger. And it looks like Mexico. It looks like Mexico has a lot to do with the Mexican cartel. They're ruthless. They don't care. And with the border issues that we have nowadays, I mean, we still don't have the border systems that we need. That's a completely different topic. But with all the technology and everything that we have now, I mean, I don't understand why we don't have a webcam every 50 feet or something like that, and have volunteers watching it or something like that. I mean, I'm on Ustream. I mean, I'm just saying there's so many different ideas that we should really look into everybody's ideas as far as to prevent these tragedies from happening, and these terrible people from doing what they do. But it does seem like a lot of these cases that we've been talking about, I think, are connected. Just not by the dream drawings, just by the locations and the age and the actual how they look. I mean, it looks like these people are targeting specific looks. Probably, like I said, probably coming from a client somewhere. It's unfortunate. Okay, as far as the Amber Alert cases that are open right now, Deborah, is there anything new other than drama? Is there anything new that's important in any one of the cases?
Not really, Brian. I have not been able to find anything. I'm not sure if someone in the chat room, maybe someone in chat has heard a news broadcast by where they live that might relate to something we have open right now.
I'm looking. Personally, I haven't really been here today, but I haven't heard anything new, and I haven't got any really anybody sending me any emails or anything. It's been a pretty slow day, unfortunately, for the people that are missing.
Yeah, it has been. I totally agree with that, Brian. As far as me checking, to see if there's updates, online and stuff like that, and also through the email. It has been a really quiet day, but it's Sunday. Everyone.
Yeah. Has the day off.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Well, okay. Then let's move on to our first case, which is case number 444, Briscoe King. Now, when this case was, yeah.
Before you do that, did you want to discuss the new case?
No. And I say that because it's sitting over there, and I don't have it up, and I don't have the graphics.
Okay. So, we'll cover that tomorrow then.
Yeah, I can. As soon as we get off here, I'll get that up, and I'll get that to you. But no, thank you for asking. But no, let me get to. We'll do it offline. But no, I don't have it up yet.
Okay, for those that are wondering, just so you realize it, because it is someone that went missing recently, so you know that we are on top of it, and the case is open.
Yes.
This is for, I think it's pronounced Natalie, Nataly.
Yeah, well, that's why I said it was Natalie.
Right. Her last name is Alonzo, and she has been missing since March 26, 2009. She's 12-year-old from Delaware. So, yeah, that is the one that you did last night, and you'll be posting later on tonight.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I mean, I can start scanning now, but let me do the show. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I really wasn't here most of the day. I should have gotten that done, but I will get it done right after the show's over with. Okay, so let's move on. Like I said, this is case number 444, which was open July 17th of 07. Deborah, as far as I know, I was not able to get a picture.
No, she can't get one either, Brian, and there's only one thing that I can find online for Briscoe, and that would be America's Most Wanted, and they don't have a picture either.
Okay, so just using what I have, it's no disrespect, but I mean I have a question mark there, so we'll try to get a picture, but I wasn't able to find a picture, and if you weren't, I don't think there's a picture out there. Well, I know there's got to be a picture somewhere, but as far as we cannot find it online. So anyways, Deborah, what information do we have for Briscoe?
Actually, there's really not much.
Okay.
Briscoe has been missing since May 22nd of 2007. He was 2 months old at the time. He's, let's see, his date of birth is March 24th of 2007. So, just turned 2 years old. He has brown eyes, and he was last seen wearing a white shirt and a diaper. He was abducted on May 22nd of 07, and he was abducted by his father. His father's name is Louis Kuffur, Kuffur, 23 years old at the time. He just turned 25 years old. His date of birth is 3/9/84. He was last seen wearing a white tank top and black pants. He has tattoos on his neck and his arm. The last location they were seen was 2471 Old National Highway. They were going northbound. They were on the northbound side of the Old National Highway, and this is in the state of Georgia. I do not have the specific location listed here. They thought that they would be traveling in a white U-Haul truck with Arizona state tags, tag number AA71687. Okay, missing from College Park, Georgia. Sorry about that. The only thing that I'm able to find is the America's Most Wanted.
Yeah.
And like I said, there is no photo there, and there's very, very little information.
You know, I'm looking there. I just Googled that too. I was seeing see if we could get a picture of the father. That's not even there. But according to America's Most Wanted, on I think a couple other networks, that the child's still missing. Which is odd. We don't have any updates on it. I mean, there's no pictures of this. I mean, let me check.
Well, you see what happens when you hit Google, right?
Yeah. But
there's nothing except the AMW, and if there was a photo, they would have it. They would have updates normally.
I mean, nothing besides, well, there's us. It seems like
right.
there's always us, but
you and you know, for your site, you know, the forums and the case file on your site, but that's all I could come up with.
yeah.
You know, if anybody out there is in the area,
It's odd. I mean, I'm beginning to think the child was located. But why would it still be America's Most Wanted?
Most Wanted would have that listed, you know, and working directly with the College Park Police Department, I would think they would.
But then they should get a picture. This is an old case. I mean, a picture of the suspect would be nice.
Oh, I totally agree.
You know, because right now we're looking for a question mark.
Well, I'll call the College Park Police tomorrow and see if Briscoe is still missing.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Let's get down to the dream drawings. I said these were done on the 17th of July of 07. 7 is July, right? The 7th month is July. Okay. It says the first one says child will be found. That's all it says on that page. Next one says North Carolina Park, 3 miles from road. That it looks to me like some type of tent or something like that. If it's not a tent, it could be maybe make a makeshift lean-to or something like that. But to me it looks like a 10. Now, anyways, that's the second dream drawing. The third one says fire, and then V. Fire V. There's a drawing of a person. I mean, I guess that's the suspect right there. Apparently he's got a fire. Looks to me like he took the child out to the woods and is camping or something like that. He's wearing shorts, and there's a crude drawing of what the person might look like. So for right now, the suspect, I've got a drawing of the suspect, at least a dream drawing. Let's see if that picture looks like the suspect, well, then maybe we'll give this some more weight. But yeah, we do need to see if this child's still missing, and some photos would be nice. I realize the photo.
When I speak to the authorities tomorrow, when I call the police department, I'll ask them if there are photos available either of Briscoe or the father. If there's anything they can give me or any further information also.
The child's age, I mean, I can see why. I mean, I always take pictures of newborn. My kids are born, but maybe there were no pictures taken. But definitely there's something on the father. There's got to be. I mean, yeah, there has to be something.
My kids had their pictures taken.
Well, what I'm just wondering, this is not that. I'm sorry, Deborah, I cut you off again. What were you saying?
Well, my kids, I had all three of my kids in 3 different states, and I had them many years ago, but they always had their photo taken in the hospital after they were born, before I took them home.
I'm beginning to think, though. I mean, there's no attention to this case. A 2-month-old went missing. Something's up here. I mean, the police either have to know the child is safe or something, or we would heard about something on this.
Well,
and they have no updates.
Parental abduction, sometimes the parental abductions are not taken as seriously, and there's not as much information.
Right, but then don't list them on the missing person site.
Yeah, well, we've seen before, Brian, where law enforcement didn't pay a whole lot of attention to a parental abduction, even when the other, parent had custody at the time, and the non-custodial parent took them.
Okay.
Such as the case of Emily Machado.
Right.
The authorities really didn't do anything for that case.
Okay, anything else for this case?
No.
Okay.
That's all we've got.
Unfortunately, I really wish there was more there. But yeah, Deborah, thank you for checking into that for me. The next case is case number 450. It was opened July 22nd of 07. This is for Brian Sullivan. The case was requested to be opened by SM. And that's it. So what information do we have for Brian?
For Brian Sullivan, he's been missing since July 7th of 2007 from Rochester, New York. His date of birth is December 5th of 1987. He is, 21 years old right now. He was 19 when he went missing, 5 feet 11 inches tall, 170 pounds. Caucasian male, black hair, blue eyes. Brian's nickname is Sully, S-U-L-L-Y. He also has 2 alias names. One is Chuck Griswold, B-R-I-S-W-O-L-D, and also Charles Griswold. He was last seen wearing blue jean shorts, a blue pinstriped button-down shirt, green baseball cap, and white flip-flops. It does state here that he may need medical attention, but they don't specify why. He was last seen at a drive-through window of a Burger King on Chile Avenue in Gates, New York, and that was at 5:48 in the morning on July 7th of 2007. His red 1995 Pontiac Sunfire was found abandoned at the end of Leadington Street near a wooded area later on that day. The tag number for that car, even though it's been located because they found it abandoned, is DXU 3048. They did find the receipt from Burger King along with the fast food wrappers and Brian's bank card and his cell phone charger inside of the vehicle. They did not find any signs of foul play inside the vehicle or around it when they found it abandoned. The last time that he was heard from at all was when he left a voicemail for a friend at 6:10 on July 8th. So at 5:48 in the morning on July 7th, so shortly before 6 a.m., he went through the drive-thru at Burger King. The next morning at 10 after 6, he left a voicemail for a friend. So those are the last 2 contact times that there was. He is a graduate of the Churchville Chile High School, and he was in college at the time that he went missing at Monroe Community College. He had a job for a while at the college bookstore, and he saved up his money and he bought that vehicle that was found abandoned, the Pontiac Sunfire. His hobbies are taking walks and listening to music. He was at the time studying to either going to being a social worker or into the music industry. His family says that when he went missing, he was not struggling with any personal problems, but he was unemployed at the time. Before he went missing, he ordered microphones and mixing equipment, and after he was missing, it got delivered. So, you know, with that, it doesn't look like he planned to go missing, you know, because he ordered something before he went. It doesn't state, you know, that they suspect any foul play or anything like that. It's just that they don't have anything to go on at this point. And, you know, normally they say something. There was the reference, you know, when I've done some research on this case, that they did not find any evidence of foul play. So what do you have on this case, Brian?
Okay, I think I agree with there's no foul play. Actually, I think it says right here that he left on his own. There's 3 dream drawings. What I was doing is I was Googling the Pontiac Sunfire to see if it was I have a drawing of a picture or of a vehicle here. It's not, so never mind on that one. The first dream drawing says get out or get a job, and then the number 3. Brian left on his own anger, yellow, and then I think that's some type of lamp or something. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like a lampshade and some type of lamp. The next one says red car, S2113. I don't know what the 2 images on the bottom are. Deborah, are you looking at them? It could possibly be a cross or something. Right now. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I don't know what they are. This might be a garage. It might be some type of garage or something. The next one says he is in New Jersey, SR7. This looks like some type of building, maybe like a 2-story building on the edge of maybe a block. Looks to me like either a tree out front. It's got some detail to it. SR7. I mean, it might be possible to figure out what this building is, if it is a building in New Jersey. As far as doing a redo, I don't think so, because I don't think that he left on his own. So I mean, you know, we can, but as far as priority, I wouldn't put this high on the priority list.
Well, he was 19 at the time that he went missing, and he's going to be 21 this year. So
it does kind of bother me. There's no additional information, though. I mean, but maybe the get out or get a job was coming from parents or something like that. I don't know. But you said New York, right?
Right, Rochester, okay. New York.
Do you know New Jersey? New Jersey's not too far from.
No, it's not. And in fact, you know, you get into Manhattan, into New York City, and into the other boroughs of New York.
Okay.
Through New Jersey by means of the George Washington Bridge or the Holland or the Lincoln Tunnel. And then in northern Jersey, you go over the border up into New York State. But you know, it's very easy and quick since we lived there for a few years, right there, to get around. But you know, in Jersey itself, I don't think you've spent much time there or been there or not real familiar, Brian.
Yeah, I have.
You are?
My grandparents.
You realize with the population and you know how built up it is that it's pretty hard to. You know, that'll be pretty challenging, you know, researching and trying to come up with something.
Well, yeah, what I was about to say, we did absolutely no research on this at all. I mean, there's nothing. So we probably want to do some research. I'll look up what SR7 may be or not. I'm familiar with my grandparents used to live in Violin. They're deceased now, but anyways, and this looks like it, you know, there's probably a lot of buildings. I know New Jersey is a pretty large place. Well, I mean, not for a state, but there's a lot of area. So you mean
a small place with a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's thousands of buildings that may look like that. Unless we can look at some of these numbers and actually figure out what that is. And I'm thinking, you said Pontiac Sunfire or something like that. I did Google that and got an image. I've got a minivan here, and I think that S2113.
And when you Google the Pontiac Sunfire?
No, I got a minivan on the dream drawing.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that there's, when she said that checked it out. So no, so I said that it's a picture of a minivan on my dream drawing. So maybe possibly has in the minivan, or this might not be related at all. But S2113 may be a license plate.
I was going to say that was one giant typo.
What's that?
If you got a minivan Googling a Sunfire.
No. Well, I wasn't exactly sure what a Pontiac Sunfire looked like until I just Googled it, and I said it's definitely not a minivan.
No, we're close. Pontiac Sunfire is,
right.
a smaller type car. It's not even a mid-size.
Yeah. But anyways, there's a minivan drawn on the second dream drawing. Okay. Anything else?
No, not really. Brian's family and stuff, they're doing what they can actively to, try to bring some resolution here. As most all families do.
Okay, so they are actively, there's new stuff out. I mean.
No, not really.
Okay.
And, I don't know if that's because, he's an adult or, this is a case that's not getting a lot of attention, but, a lot of times in cases with adults, where there's not something that is some kind of a big red flag, it doesn't quite get the attention that it should. Because adults are legally allowed to be missing if they want to.
Right, but I was asking though, is there any recent activities, like are the parents still?
No, it's not, Brian.
Okay.
Not recently. There hasn't been for quite some time.
Okay. All right, let's move on. The final case for tonight is case number 458, which is Gary Greg Adams. Let me look at the case up here. The case was requested to be open on July 28th of 2007. We got it done the next day. And actually, the two cases, Greg Adams and Katie O'Shea. I don't even know if I got to Katie O'Shea. Did I? Do you remember that?
The Katie O'Shea case is open somewhere.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the case number is, and she's listed in the forum.
Okay, this case is in Australia then, huh? Yeah.
Yes, this is a case from Australia.
Okay, so case 458, Gary Greg Adams. Deborah, what do we have for Gary?
With him being from Australia, there's not a lot of information. We find that a lot when they're from other countries, with the exception of the Madeline case. There's a lot out there for that one. Otherwise, resources and information is not as much as it is if it's, happens within the U.S. But Gary has been missing. It is for Gary Greg Adams. He's been missing since Friday, December 5th of 2003. He's missing from Victoria, Australia. His date of birth is September 23rd, 1987. 21 years old right now. He has auburn-colored hair and blue eyes, and he does wear glasses. At the time that he went missing, he was, 2000. He was 16 years old. Yeah, he was 16 when he went missing. He lived at home with his mom and his stepdad, and they last saw him in the afternoon on May 12th of 2003. Yeah, so there was a delay too. From May 12th all the way up until December 5th of 2003. No, wait a second. Here, I'm looking. This is really strange because when they put when I'm reading here the statistical information, you know how in other countries it's backwards, Brian? When they put the date out and type the month out instead of doing it all numerically, they reverse the month and the day.
Yeah.
Well, here when they do it in numbers alone, they reverse the month and the day again. So yes, it is December 5th of 2003, and I was going, okay, May 12th to December 5th, he wasn't reporting missing right away.
Okay, well, at least I'm glad you're paying attention though. A lot of times we bring up some cases like, wait a second, that doesn't make any sense, and come to find out there is something to it.
Right. So it's reversed both ways.
Right.
All of his personal items were left behind, except he had his cell phone with him and he had his wallet with him. There has not been any activity on his cell phone or his bank account since he went missing. And that's pretty much what I have. There's not a lot here. I'm going to scan here a bit more to see if there's anything else that I can come up with important here. that, you know, while you give your information, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of the things. We need to do a redo on this one as soon as possible. I had told Joanne that I would help out again on this case.
I already wrote that down.
Okay, yeah, because the last post was from November 13th of '08. Okay, anyways, there's two dream drawings here, and I'm looking at this, and I even made a comment here. What I have here might not be related to this case at all, but here's what I have. First one says concrete waterfall. I'm thinking this is some type of dam structure. Looks pretty large. And that's really all it says is concrete waterfall. And then the next one says train tunnel 664, and there's it's basically a train track going into a tunnel looking like it's going into like maybe a mountain or something like that. Then I put some notes here. It says, I'm sorry, but I don't think this can be any help in this case, and I don't think that it was any help. It may be something completely unrelated or not, but there were some correspondences to and from people related with this case here, and I did say I would do some more work, and then I didn't do it. So Joanne, I apologize for not getting this done, but a year and a half later, we will get it done. Basically, thanks to Deborah. What else do you have, Deborah?
Well, I found some information. You know, I looked through, you know, articles, missing person databases, you know, whatever I can find to try to put things together. And I don't print things out ahead of time, or I don't usually do notes because I remember pretty well, but sometimes, you know, I have to skip around, especially when there's not a lot of info available. I apologize, everyone, for that. When Gary was last seen at his home, he had gone back home to get his skateboard. He'd been spending a week with his friends at the time. And he was with his friends on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of December. And he was last seen on the 5th then. The friends all say that he had no plans of taking off. And when he left, you know, after spending a few days with his friends, he shook hands and told me he'd see him the next week. And he said he was going home to make sure his mom was okay. And, you know, as time went on, and right up until, you know, just recently here, which is, you know, the current information I have, this was posted recently online, is that the friends have not changed their stories as far as, you know, what they said about Gary's plans and, you know, what was going on when they were together. There was not a lot disclosed about that, but, you know, pretty much that, you know, he had no plans of taking off and everything was fine and he planned to see everyone again the next week. This also, here's something that's important, is that Gary went missing 2 days before Daniel Morecombe did. And Daniel went missing from Queensland. So, you know, those two cases are just 2 days apart, you know, from Australia.
Queensland's in Victoria. They're pretty. I think that those locations are pretty far apart.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They are.
Right.
I don't know if that, you know, somehow they could be related, but
let's look at it. Let's see if there's any similarities between this and that other case.
Right.
If this is related to me looking at this would, to me, assume that maybe he possibly went through a tunnel and maybe was hit by a train, unfortunately. You know, I hope that's not the case, but that, I mean, just looking at that would be what I would kind of suspect. And if there's, you know, there could very well be some type of dam or waterfall or something like that that would make this concrete dam or whatever it says here. But yeah,
Right. I hope that it's not related, because you said maybe it's not related. I hope this is not related to Gary's case.
Oh yeah. But let's definitely look into that and see. You know, I made a promise to get this done, and I'm really sorry that it's taken so long, but we will get it done, and it will be this week, right, Deborah?
Right. You're going to make good on that promise right away.
Okay. Okay. That's all I have in this case, unless you have anything else, Deborah.
If anyone has anything on the cases that are reviewed on here or on any cases, please post it in the missing persons forums or email it in, whichever you'd like to do. But we do keep a watch on the forums, and that is a really good place to put the information. That's first and foremost possibly the best place. There are, you know, when I look in the forums, sometimes I go ahead and I take information from there and I send it to Brian. I sent him a couple emails last night and ask him to post it on the case file too. But when it goes into the missing persons forums, it does get a lot of visibility. So if you could please do that, we'd appreciate it. If you want to email it in, that's great too. So thank you to all of you that are actually doing that now.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, the forum is probably the best place to do that. And once again, it's missingpersonforum.com. You can also send an email to Deborah at help@missingpersonforum.com, or basically any email you want at missingpersonforum. She will get that, and when she gets a chance, she will respond back. But the best way to get anything would actually be to sign up in the forums and to personal. You can actually email us through the forums that way. I think that's the best way to do it, Deborah.
Yes, email through the forums is a fine way to do that, or, private messaging through the forums works too. People tend to do more of that than they do the emailing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at some more information. I'm just reading on this last case, and I'll talk to you offline about whatever we have here. Once again, I do update all the case files. If you'll see every night, if you're in the chat room, if you look at the top right-hand corner, you actually see the cases that we're discussing tonight. You can click on those cases. It'll open a new window. You won't lose the chat screen, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All my cases are public, and for the reasoning is that if somebody can make a difference or see something that may be of use, please use it. You can copy it, you can paste it, you can put it wherever it's going to be of use. Of course, don't sell it, but if you think it's of any use, please go by it. Emailing me questions about what do you think about this, and I'll try to answer them. But basically, I try to put everything that I have out public to avoid these kind of things, because this is pretty time-consuming stuff. We try to do a new case or even 2 cases a day. So we're trying to get quantity and quality out there, but it's really up to you guys to post in the forums if there's any information you may feel useful or not. Please let us know and help. Thank you for being on tonight, Deborah. Once again, this picture of Aji up on the screen. This is Aji Desir. He went missing January 10th of 2009 from Immokalee, Florida. No one has seen or heard from him since. His case is actually getting more attention now, I've noticed, which is really good, and we're thankful for all that. We continue to please post articles on him, but the most important thing about Aji is we need to get his picture out there. Like you said, you can go to any website. You can even go to findaji.com, which is something that Deborah runs, and print a PDF picture, print it out, put it wherever, because somebody, like I said, may have already seen Aji. They just don't know it was him.
We're coming up on the 3-month anniversary of Aji being missing. On the 10th, it will be 3 months.
Okay, well, let's hope he's found now. Okay, guys, thank you for tuning in tonight. Tomorrow, same time, same place, briansdreams.com/TV. You can find it on Ustream, YouTube, and Google, or wherever else. Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, Deborah, again. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, -5 GMT. Good night.